Shall we talk about Avatar or Tokon first? I think maybe Avatar first. This game was a big surprise, I think, for a lot of people this weekend. I mean, listen, I've been looking at the footage saying I think it looks dope and I'm excited to play it. I love the IP. The game looked fast, and like even the stuff that they showed when I was covering that like a week ago looked really dope. The game is just really fun. It's really fast, and the systems are kind of like crushing blows in Mortal Kombat or like the lethal options in Soul Calibur, where like you hit a certain condition and something happens. So if Aang hits the certain move 3 times, he gets like a knock up into a huge juggle off of the move, right? There's lots of interesting options with that. There's like multiple kinds of meters. The characters have unique installs. The gameplay for each character is very unique and specific. Like they all have their own thing going on. Like Aang has the variation I played at first, which is you could cancel all of your moves into his flow, which like lets him hop and do mix-ups and stuff. But then I tried buffed air scooter variation, and I was like, oh my god, this is insane. It's cinema. It's cinema. Then I was watching the dev that Diaphone was fighting, and they were doing combos with like the glider, and I was like, oh my god, like each one of these variations is so cool. I was like, dude, you could play the character in a completely different way and have completely different combos and routes and mix-ups depending on which version of the character you're playing. I was like, dude, this is so sick. And the pacing of the game and like how long interactions are pretty short. It's pretty snappy, pretty like you don't get in and like create an extended period of stuff happening really a lot of time. It's kind of like touch and go. Like it's really just scrappy. You're sort of moving in, moving out, stuff's happening. When I was a child waiting every week to watch this show, it looks exactly like how I remember it, for better or for worse. And when watching it in motion, I think the game looks awesome. Not only does it have like a pretty clean, it's not amazing, but it's like a clean UI, but things like she goes into the avatar state, Aang's tattoos glow, Korra starts to get beat up, Rava in the background shrinks. There's so many things from the show that are in there and so many little details. I'm a big fan. And they say, by the way, we'll be back with our bigger and better worldwide closed alpha playtests. And they say soon. It's a blast. I think everybody's going to be trying to get in there and play this. It's something new. It's very fresh. Right now, there's not a lot of other things checking all these boxes, scratching this itch. It's a big IP that people like. It's one of the fastest like start of match to end of match games I've played in a while. You could play 10, 20 games in a blink of an eye. You know, like it just zips by. It's 1v1. It's super fast, super scrappy anime game. It's a blast. I didn't mind not being able to air block because there was so many ways to change my air approach. Yeah, there's also not really anti-airs. Is it a game that you can play for forever and it has like a million hours of depth in? Is like something I always find myself asking the first time I try a fighting game. And personally, seeing the quest system kind of thing where you have to hit certain things in a match, seeing the different variations and just seeing how unique each character is, I'm pretty excited. Let me give you an important lesson in life. The whole time is better than 2xKO question mark, better than 2xKO question mark, better than 2x. You tell me. I'm describing the game and how it works. I'm going to tell you to use your noggin, do some thought-provoking insight and figure it out yourself. Let's talk about our second game. Tokon's beta finished up this weekend. A lot of people were not vibing with this game the last couple of tests is the sentiment that I get. I had fun with this game though. I had much more fun playing this game, but this game to me was more fun than I expected. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna have way less fun than I did. Really enjoyed playing both Spider-Man and Ghost Rider. I think they're the two most fun characters in the game to me. Since this game has been announced, I've been like, give me Spider-Man. I'm trying to play Spider-Man. Give me Spider-Man. So now that he's finally here, I played a bunch of Spider-Man. I had a blast with him. It looks incredible. The presentation of this game is like the best of fighting games basically ever had. I like the way it sounds. It's nice to hear all the Marvel characters in Japanese, actually. I'm so used to hearing them in English, so I kind of just get hype hearing them all yell in Japanese. And I think that when you get moving and grooving and doing stuff and you start to recognize like breakable wall combos and then adjusting and like trying to squeeze out damage for both while not breaking the wall or breaking the wall immediately because you need resources or like letting them tech roll and then doing stuff, like I think there were some fun interactions I was having around it that I was like, okay, I can kind of see a future here. The stuff I don't like, I think releasing a test with no training mode is just dooming yourself. This is the impression that most people have. They boot up, they don't have a good way to test things. They just jump into online matches and they mash auto combos or like whatever basic combo that they have. Instead of playing for 8 hours a day, just cracked out having a great time because I can training mode and test stuff, etc. You just are stuck basically doing the few things that you figured out how to do without the training mode for a lot of the tests. And you may be like, well, it's supposed to be a network test. They want you to go online and play. But I'm telling you right now, if I had training mode, I'd be inclined to play the game online a lot. Like my offense was so toothless. I just could not find good offense because I didn't have training mode. If I had like an hour, be able to set like a CPU to block and then like test mix-ups, I could have come up with stuff that was really cheap and fun and good, and I would have had a blast because I could have just like learned a couple of mix-ups, went online, played, tried some new stuff, and then had a lot of fun trying to do offense and mix-ups and evolve my play. But like, because I couldn't do that, I did light, medium, heavy, call assist, heavy overhead thing with Spider-Man, tag. And that's like not even really a mix up, and it's all I had. It's hard to tell with the gameplay how deep these rabbit holes go, like where combos are gonna end up, where mix-ups are gonna end up, where a lot of things are gonna end up because we don't have training mode. It's really hard to rate things. The stuff that I can rate is game feel and system stuff from my own hands and experience. I think everything about the assist system in the game feels personally very bad to engage with. Calling assists out of block stun or like when you're in neutral just feels really ugly, especially once you unlock all your assists. It's sort of like assist vomit on the screen because they don't cost any resources and they come back really fast. I really strongly dislike air assists. I want to call my assist and then follow behind it, and because you get your air version of your assist, most of the time it won't cover the ground, which means your opponent can just run around and do stuff on the ground. So you have to like run up and stop and then call assist and then wait and then jump so that you don't get your assist. It just feels clunky. If every character has nearly the same, like pretty similar assist, whenever you call them on hit or block, they all do a generic tackle. The idea probably is that you can stick any characters together because no matter what, on hit or block, you have like a lariat assist. So let's say you wanted to play Storm and Doctor Doom together, but then like Doctor Doom's assist doesn't really help Storm the combos, and you're like, it feels bad to play these two characters together. This game tries to fix that because they're like, hey, like it automatically just does the tackle, and you don't have to worry about like, oh, my assist character is bad, so I can't play them with this character. They just don't work together. My problem with that is, personally, I really like picking characters and then figuring out cool ways to use their kits and their assists and stuff. I feel like all my characters blend in. They're just like blobs. They're just blue and green and black and white and yellow blobs that like run around the screen in their superhero outfits, all doing kind of the same thing. Although everything works, I want to find things that work more or work less and then find ways to make them work. And I'm a little worried about how that feels long term. I actually liked some of the combos because like I like adjusting my combo for the wall or not. The problem I have is because of how all this combo system works, a lot of it looks like a Grand Blue combo to me. And I mean that not in a good way. It's basically just H, EX move, H, EX move, H, EX move, super. But like instead of EX move, it's H, special move, assist, special move, assist, special move, assist, special move, super. This might change though with training mode, right? That maybe people will find cooler, better stuff. Obviously, this is the downside of not having training mode in your test, is that it's hard to know if that's true or not. I hope there's more. I really want to see how offense works, because right now, outside of like doing overhead or low and tagging and doing unblockables, I haven't really seen a lot of offense where I'm like, oh, like that looks really cheap. You know, seeing Cloud, he's fighting fucking 8-year-olds and like hitting a reactable overhead on them off standing reset. Like I'm not convinced about that so far. I got to see like some real mix-ups. But again, that's something that's hard to find without training mode, right? With training mode, a lot of this stuff can be fixed. The stuff that can't be fixed are like game feel. If it feels bad to jump and call assist or move and call assist, that doesn't get better because I have time in training mode, right? But yeah, I think the game was more fun to me this time than the last few times I played it by quite a bit, actually. The reason I have critical feedback about this game is that I fucking love Marvel. I think versus games are insanely fun. And I'm a huge fan of a bunch of Arxis games. So this game is like made for someone like me. Think about a lot of the other people who like Marvel vs. Capcom. A lot of them don't like Arxis games, especially modern Arxis games. My most played Arxis game is probably Plus R. Then it's probably Strive. After that, it's probably Dragon Ball. So this is such a perfect storm of the things I like. It's why I'm critical about it. I want this game to be good because I want to play it for thousands and thousands of hours. I don't want this game to come out and be whack. Strive, you guys probably remember when it did its first betas, was whack. It was an ass game. People gave it a lot of feedback. People were like, the air combos feel terrible, the gatlings, this and that. Like everybody gave a lot of feedback on how bad a lot of the things were. Not everything changed, but the game iterated away from that, right? Yeah, Dragon Ball was that way. I think especially like as someone who played and liked a lot of Dragon Ball, a lot of early Dragon Ball felt very samey, and then as time went on, characters got more unique stuff, and I think that got a lot more fun and made the game more interesting. This game, to me, if it's coming out late next year, has a lot of time to change. In that like initial interview early thing, they basically said, yeah, we were gonna make a 1v1 game, and they were like, hey, you should make a versus game, and why not 4v4, and like let's go crazy. The reason a lot of the assist and like systems related to the versus game stuff feel gross is probably because they were the most recent things added to the game. It's kind of funny because 2x KO is out now and the tag elements of that game feel really clean and good, and that game was not going to be a versus game and then it got made into one. So, you know, I think that this game with some refinement, there's time here. I'm not that concerned about this game because most of my problems could probably be fixed with training mode, but not all of them can, and I know that for sure. If I could just kill air assist right now, I probably would just remove it from the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Kill air assist? No, air assist. So that being said, I think the way everybody has acted and it continues to act about this game, and by extension, this game this weekend, 2XKO and Hunter x Hunter and Invincible Versus is so gross. You guys probably remember. Let me take you guys back. Let me tell you a story. You may recall the summer of 2017 when Marvel Infinite and Dragon Ball FighterZ were ramping up. There was an E3. I went there. And I remember when I got a chance to play both games, I thought Dragon Ball was pretty fun, and I thought Marvel Infinite was pretty fun. I enjoyed both games. But yeah, I don't know. Marvel Infinite looks a lot of fun to me. I'm sad about the roster, but I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good to play, not to look at. That's for sure. It was not okay to say that Marvel Infinite was fun. If you were like, yo, actually, I got a chance to try Marvel Infinite and this game was pretty fun, everybody would be like, this guy is a lying shill. And, you know, at the time, the game looked ugly as shit and had a lot of nasty things just lingering. It had a gamer fog, a gamer funk, if you will, around it that was so gross that enjoying the game in any regard was basically seen as you being paid off and bought by Capcom. And I remember thinking to myself, I have to be very careful about saying I have fun playing this game or people are gonna just beat my ass for saying I enjoyed it. Jump forward 8 years later. I remember playing this game at Evo and being like, it's really fun, but there's some holdouts, right? I have some holdouts about this game and the way it feels and stuff. I personally enjoyed playing 2XKO more. I thought it was like faster and snappier to play at the time. But the sentiment about this game was that this game was gonna eat 2XKO alive. That game is like terrible and not good. Hello, Teo. And that Invincible Versus looks bad and no one's gonna have fun playing it, whatever, which I think a lot of people did have fun playing the test. People are so easily influenced by nothing. In fact, 6 months ago when everybody was talking about how good this game was and how it was gonna eat all these other games alive, that came from random people who don't play fighting games. It's like Twitter farming accounts, right? The energy around this kind of stuff is all dubious. And secondarily, when it comes to this game, the minute like one person was like, I don't really like how this game's assist system feels. Everybody else is like, yeah, I don't really like how this game's assist system feels. And then everybody started freaking out. The assists are whack and like it doesn't feel this and that. And everybody turned on this game very quickly. The thing is, all of my complaints now are the exact same complaints that I had when I played it at Evo and they had not. And saying them, people were mad at me. They were like, why are you trying to say that the tag system doesn't feel good? Like, it's a versus game. Like, look, you can tag all the time. The tag system feels amazing. Really aggressively telling me that I was wrong about how the game felt. You know, you got to plead with people. I think this is really fun, but hear me out, right? Whereas the sentiment at the time is basically, this is the greatest game of all time. I haven't played it and I don't play fighting games, by the way. Hunter x Hunter, Invincible Versus, and 2XKO are gonna get their ass beat by this game. If you say something bad about the game now, it's like, well, duh, bro. We all don't fuck with this game, okay? This game's getting its lunch eaten by a bald kid. Callie, no, man, don't call it that. The facts of your experience, the things that you literally play and feel and are true to you, are only valid based on the groupthink of everyone else. It is so fascinating the way influencing works. It's just why I pulled up that chatter earlier who all of their messages was, is it better than 2XKO? Question mark. Is this game better than 2XKO? Question mark. Is this game better than 2XKO? Like, they're not here to think and engage with what you're saying. They just want to feel validated and hear an opinion that they could just then vomit out and then let everybody know that that's the correct opinion, right? It's very weird. Like, the minute one person doesn't have fun with something and the influence starts to spread, this is why if there's a game and I try it and I don't like it, but it's a game that I don't expect myself to play anyway, I try not to be too mean to it. Like, the video I made after Alpha Lab 2 for 2XKO is way meaner than like any video I would make about a fighting game I actually don't like. If a game comes out and I'm like, it's not really for me, but I hope everybody enjoys, I'm not going to be in here like, you know, this is my feedback about this game and why this game is fucking ass. As an example, when Virtua Fighter comes out, there's like almost no chance I'm going to be a Virtua Fighter player, right? Not because I dislike it, but I don't really like play 3D games like that. So when I play it, I'll probably mash, have a good time, and I'll be on my way. My feedback won't be like, all right, guys, let me explain why the way Akira's tackle works in this game should be different or whatever. I'm going to play it and be hype. I'll be like, yeah, I hope everybody has fun playing this, but it's, you know, that's it.